The Big Six is essentially a plumbing manual for your body's personal sewer system, which sounds gross until you realize that without it, you'd basically be a human water balloon filled with ancient debris and metabolic trash.
It is exactly that. Most people obsess over their heart or their lungs, but they ignore the lymphatic system, which is basically the ultimate garbage truck fleet. And the problem is, unlike the heart, it doesn't have a pump. It's just a lazy river of waste that needs you to physically shove it along.
A lazy river of waste? That's the most unrelaxing water park imagery I've ever heard. But this Big Six routine, created by Dr. Perry Nicholson, has been blowing up because it claims to give that system the kick in the pants it needs. It's 6 specific spots where lymph nodes cluster, right?
Clusters is an understatement. You have about 800 lymph nodes, and they're like tiny waste treatment plants. The Big Six targets the big hubs. You start at the collarbone, which Dr. Perry calls the drain or the terminus. If that drain is clogged, everything else you do is just moving trash around a locked room.
So it's like trying to flush the toilet when the city main is backed up. You're just making a mess. Why the collarbone first? Why not start at the feet where people actually feel the swelling?
Because physics is a harsh mistress. Fluids move from high pressure to low pressure, and the lowest pressure point is right there at the subclavian veins near your collarbone. That's where the lymph finally dumps back into your blood. If you don't clear that exit ramp first, the fluid from your ankles has nowhere to go. It's a literal bottleneck.
Okay, so we clear the terminus at the collarbone, then we move to the neck, right behind the jaw. I felt those nodes get huge when I'm sick, like 2 little golf balls trying to escape my face.
Those are your cervical nodes. When they swell, it's actually a sign they're working overtime, trapping bacteria and viruses like a security checkpoint. Rubbing and tapping there helps clear the brain fog fluid. Interestingly, the vagus nerve runs right through that area too. So by clearing the lymph, you're potentially calming your entire nervous system. It's a 2-for-1 deal.
I love a bargain. So, collarbone, neck, then we hit the armpits? That feels like a high-traffic area for anything toxic.
The axillary nodes. Think of these as the drainage hub for your entire upper body and chest. For anyone dealing with shoulder pain or even just post-workout soreness, this is huge. You're manually assisting the removal of stuck muck, Dr. Perry's technical term, obviously, which includes inflammatory byproducts that make your joints feel like they're filled with sand.
Stuck muck. I'm definitely using that. Now, the 4th spot is the abdomen. This one feels a bit more invasive. Are we just poking our belly buttons?
Not just poking. You're targeting the cisterna chyli. It sounds like a character from a space opera, but it's actually the largest lymph reservoir in the body. It drains everything from your legs and your gut. Considering most of us sit for 9 to 10 hours a day, we're basically folding that garden hose in half and wondering why our digestion feels like a slow-motion car crash.
That explains the afternoon slump perfectly. My garden hose is kinked. Then we move down to the groin, the inguinal nodes.
Exactly. That crease where your leg meets your torso. It's a massive blood and lymph restriction point. If you've got heavy legs or cankles after a flight, this is the gatekeeper. And then the final spot, the popliteal nodes behind the knees. In Eastern medicine, that's actually called the back pain point, because clearing the fluid there can alleviate tension all the way up your spine.
It's wild that a bit of light tapping behind the knee could fix my lower back. But wait, I've seen people on TikTok claiming this routine will help them lose 10 pounds by tomorrow. Is this actually a weight loss miracle or just influencer physics?
It's influencer physics. Science is pretty clear here. You aren't losing fat by rubbing your armpits. You might lose water weight and look more snatched for about 4 to 6 hours because you've moved stagnant fluid out of the tissues, but it's temporary. The real benefit is immune support and inflammation reduction, not fitting into smaller jeans by Friday.
So I won't wake up looking like a marble statue, but I might stop feeling like a swamp creature. That's a fair trade. What's the catch? Is there a wrong way to do it?
The order is the only hard rule. You have to start at the top to open the drains. If you start at the knees, you're just pushing fluid into a closed pipe. Also, you don't need to use crushing pressure. Lymphatic vessels are super superficial, right under the skin. If you press too hard, you actually collapse the vessels you're trying to drain. It's a gentle petting vibe, not a deep tissue trying to find my soul vibe.
Gentle petting. Got it. And then people finish with rebounding or just bouncing on their heels. Is that just to look silly or is there a reason?
It's the most important part. Since there's no heart to pump the lymph, gravity and muscle contraction are all you've got. Bouncing creates a rhythmic pressure change that acts like a manual pump. It's basically the on switch for the whole system.
I'm imagining a world where everyone just starts their morning by tapping their collarbones and bouncing like a pogo stick. Honestly, the world would probably be a lot less grumpy if we all cleared our stuck muck before coffee.
We'd certainly be less puffy. Just don't do it if you're pregnant or have a major heart condition without checking with a doctor. But for the rest of us, it's a 2-minute routine that beats feeling like a human swamp.
2 minutes to go from swamp creature to functional human? I'm in! I'll be the one bouncing in the elevator.
Just tell them you're working on your terminus. That'll make it much less weird.
Oh, that'll definitely make it weirder. I can't wait.
Pass this along to someone who needs to get their internal plumbing moving.